So I love reading and answering the comments that we get all the time on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. However, the common denominator for all of those is, Bob and Karri, what do you use to make your full-time travel life easier? Well, today this video is dedicated to all of you. We're going to share with you everything that we use that helps us make our lives a little easier. And that video starts now.
Do not adjust your set. Karri and I are going to swap off in between all these questions, and we're going to start with probably one of the things that we should have led with a long time ago, and that's actually a formal introduction to the workhorse of the Life Redesigned group, and that is our 2022 Ram 2500, and this is a 6.4 liter Hemi gas model pickup truck. And the reason we went gas is, well, we know nothing about diesel, and it's a lot easier for us on the road to have a truck that has a system that we understand, which is a gas engine. And for the kind of hauling that we're doing, a diesel, I just couldn't really justify the extra cost. But this truck has been phenomenal. We've put about 30,000 miles on this truck already and haven't had a single hiccup along the way. We started out this journey with the 2015 GMC 5800, and it was a night and day difference when we made the upgrade. And I think we made this upgrade within our first 4 months. It was that important, tremendous decision there, and we thank ourselves every time. And by the way, so comfortable. And coming back to the next thing that we upgraded after we upgraded the first time was we started with a tonneau cover. We started with a backflip on this truck, and we ended up going to, Karri, come on over here so we can show the goodies. We ended up going to an ARE cap. And this has made a world of difference. Inside this cap, we house our e-bikes along with a big battery backup system and our cooler, so that everything that we need that's, you know, not always attached to the Humphrey is inside the back of this truck, nice and secure. Now, if you really want to know a great upgrade to make, and it doesn't matter if you have a Ram or a Toyota or a Chevy, is right here, and I'm going to squat down so you can get this in. These here are all-terrain tires from BF Goodrich. These are what I would consider top-of-the-line tires. These are the brand new KO3 editions, and we've had these on roughly now for, I'd say, about 8,000 miles, and they have been amazing. If you've been around long enough where you get into those tight little campgrounds where the muddy fields that you're pulling onto, you know, for that boondocking adventure, you're going to need a good set of tires, and we highly recommend these over probably anything else. And for you tire guys and gals, even considering tires that we've had before, the Terra Grapplers, these blow those right out the water. So definitely worth it. Now we're going to come inside the truck. And yes, you're going to notice the SpongeBob air freshener, but that's not one of our top upgrades. Way up here is our GPS. Now this here is a Garmin, and I'll put the model down below. And we were using, when we started off, you guys have been watching the channel long enough, you know that we were big proponents of RV Life Pro and their mapping system, which we thought at the time was hands down the best in the market, until they had some issues. And they left us stranded a couple of times. They had a system update that really rendered what we consider the useful portion, well, useless. They have some kind of thing behind the scenes that said, hey, you set out a route online, and then you send it to your phone, and after every stop, you're going to have to reset and reload that map, which is great if you have internet connection. If you're out in the middle of nowhere with no cell phone connection, no wireless internet, no nothing, you're stuck because you don't know where you're supposed to go to next. I ditched it. They couldn't give me an ETA on when it was going to be fixed. I ditched it, went back to a Garmin, and couldn't be happier. It's been amazing. If you haven't had a Garmin RV GPS in a while, look at the new additions, because they are phenomenal, and they're leaps and bounds over the ones that we had just about 5 years ago. All right, I'm going to come back to the front end of this rig, and the first thing I'm I'm going to say is, oh my God, what is that bug? That is crazy.
That's disgusting.
But that's not what we're here for. What we're here to show here is that you look at the front of our rig, you'll notice that there's no battery there. We've taken out the battery box. We've rerun the wires into the storage compartment because we did a battery upgrade. Now, my original intention was to show you how to connect 2 wires to the battery, but I think you're a little smarter than that. But I am going to show you what the solution was for us and why we made this upgrade. So one of the things we did was we upgraded to a lithium ion battery. I'm gonna have you come over here, Karri, so I can put this down because, well, Bob threw his back out, and that's never a good thing to be lugging batteries around. We went with lithium for a couple of reasons. One, they're lighter, a smaller footprint, especially with this watt cycle battery. It has been a game changer for us because it has allowed us to take the battery off the front here, keep it in there, and this small battery is about half the size of the lead acid battery that came with it. In fact, this is about 20 pounds, one finger operation, maybe 2 if I'm feeling extra frisky. But this hooks up in the same way. That's why I said I wasn't going to go through and kind of insult your intelligence about how to install this. You have a couple of screw-on terminals here. You put a flat blade wire here is a negative and positive, and that's pretty much it. But I am going to read you off a little bit of product specs from this battery because I try to remember all this stuff and I can't do it all the time. But this here is a 12-volt, 100 amp hour Life Pro 4 lithium battery. It's a BCI Group 24. It has 20,000 cycles built in 100 amp BMS, a low temperature protection. This thing is ideal for golf carts, home energy storage, RVs, and well, anything that can fit a 24 series battery. Now, the great thing about this is the cost. This here was only about $199. When you're comparing that to a lead acid battery of about the same size, you're looking at just a couple of bucks more for having a lot longer life cycle. This has a compact design. It's about 10.2 inches by 6.6 inches by 8.2 inches. And it weighs, again, 23.2 pounds. It boasts a compact form factor that maximizes energy density. The best part about this too is that it has a low temperature protection. It's designed to withstand extreme temperatures. This battery can operate in conditions as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. And I laugh as I say that because it's been 97 degrees here consistently and have not had a problem at all. And it's one of these batteries that, there's a whole bunch of makers on the market, but I like the quality, I like the company, their customer service has been phenomenal, and at this price point, you probably cannot find a better, more solid battery, especially for RV use. So check them out. It is Watt Cycle, and I will leave a link in the video description. Okay, and for those of you wondering how we actually put the battery in the storage compartment, I'm going to kind of show you this. The original wiring came up to about here. We extended that out and we brought that in through this little service area. So you have this down here, right up into here, and then the battery goes back. It's kind of hard to show you inside the storage unit because it's so dark, but by keeping it there, it actually keeps a much safer environment for it. I don't have to worry about theft, and I don't have to worry about all those crazy little things that can happen on the road, bumping around, flying around. We keep that strapped in nice and tight, and it is a part of a bigger system that we're working on, but it's more for another video. Now, if you had asked me a couple of months ago, would you ever change out your basic surge protector for some of these high fancy Bluetooth models, I would have told you no. That was until Hurricane Debbie decided to come through here and tear out our power one night and just kind of destroyed the surge protector that we had. So we had a basic one that we had been using since we were part-time. And doing a lot of research on these, we came up with our newest find, and actually been around for quite a while. And this is the Power Watchdog from Hughes. It's a 30 amp smart surge protector. This thing is phenomenal. It is a little pricey, roughly about $280. But when you consider all the electronics that are inside this unit and how much they can be to fix, repair, replace, it is worth every penny. It's a Bluetooth app that I can see the actual condition of the power as well as how much power I've been using, which is something that we've been diving into a little more to see what our consumption rate is. Highly recommend that particular one, and we'll, with everything here that we can, if there's an Amazon link, we will provide that in the video description. All right, this next one, I am very thrilled that I did this. And if you've been around the channel long enough, you know that I have a problem with the Furrion water heater. Every time it rains, there's water that gets in due to poor design, and well, it floods it and we can't use it. And then you got to come out here and you got to do the dance and you got to blow in the tube and all this other nonsense. Well, finally, we've come up with a solution for this. And I'm going to show you here. Karri, come on in here. And this here is a stainless steel vent cover, and these are used in boating applications. And this here was a very simple thing to do. We ordered this on Amazon. It cost about 25 bucks. Drilled about 6 holes in the back. Nice little stainless steel screws and washers, which we did have to buy separately. And there you go, boom. We have been through some major rainstorms with this, and we are happy to announce that we have solved the problem. Now, in theory, that could void your warranty, but the way I look at it is it's a Furrion product. It's going to break eventually anyway. So for 25 bucks, I don't have to come out here and blow through a hose like a kindergartner to get hot water.
So these steps have been my favorite so far. These were sent to us from Torquelift International. They're the Revolution Glow Step steps. And if you know what you get with the RV are like, it's a springboard action. And I'm not tall as it is, so I needed a step stool to get to the first one, and so on and so forth. But these are adjustable. The feet are adjustable. They've just been amazing. We got those, where were we? Sunshine Key in Key West. And we've had them on ever since, and they've been great. The only thing that we don't have on at the moment is the little shoe scrubber. That thing, when you're at the beach, it's amazing. So these steps have been by far the best things that we put on Humphrey yet.
Now, as I get all the way down to the floor, so I'm eyeball to eyeball with Karri, this is probably one of the #1 things that we get asked about continuously anytime that we shoot any video inside our rig, and that is, what is this giant white box that you have? And this here is from Medea, and this is a residential dehumidifier. And this thing has been instrumental in something we've had since day 1 in this rig, or actually probably day 4. Because we noticed that we were getting condensation just from us breathing in here, and we need to take that off the walls. And more importantly, it helps with the air conditioning. I hear complaints all the time that people have to put up reflectix and all this other stuff. We actually don't have that problem, and we've never used reflectix in all our years of RVing. We simply, well, we like natural light coming in. Nobody wants to live in a cave. This here has cut down the humidity. You can set it all the way down to, I think, 30%. It helps the air conditioner handle those really hot days. We've never had a problem keeping it at 70 degrees in this rig, and it's just worked flawlessly. It has an app and Bluetooth capabilities, which we don't use. We just turn it on and we empty it. It has like a 2-gallon capacity. When it gets full, we empty it and we move on with our life. Highly recommended, great product. Every RVer who's full-time should have one of these.
All right, so this one's not a major upgrade or anything. However, it has helped us so much. And when we first got this RV going place to place, when we stopped at our destination, walked in, all of our food from the freezer was all over the floor. This happened like almost religiously. So thanks, Furrion. So we got this little lock here for the freezer. It just goes like that. It doesn't budge when we travel. When we get to where we're going, I unlock it, and look, everything is still here. So all in all, this little investment for a not crazy Karri when we get somewhere going, oh my God, $10. You can't beat it.
All right, now if you are a gadget or a video guy like I am, this next one is going to hit you right in the heart. This here is one of the top upgrades as far as I'm concerned. This here replaced that horrible TCL television, you know, that one you can get at Walmart for 89 bucks that has the built-in Roku that works half the time. This here is a Samsung UHD 4K television. That is right. In this small form factor, is one of the only ones that have 4K UHD capabilities. This thing has been phenomenal. It has worked flawlessly, and it's nice being able to see 4K content. And to stream that content, Karri and I have a Roku Ultra that might be a little bit dusty as we look horrified that we're showing this, as well as a Sony soundbar behind the TV. Once we clean that up, because again, this is real RV life, and we don't go cleaning up just because you're stopping by. But once we have that all cleaned up, this system works great. This is actually what we use in our home and has just followed us along for the ride. I have not yet found a better streaming device or a better soundbar that fits in this small form factor. Definitely, if you like watching movies, especially with your special man or female friend, get this TV. It's worth every penny, even if Karri says I didn't need it. Now, before you criticize me in the comments, yes, I know how to operate a camera, and yes, I know what this angle looks weird, but trust me, this angle is for the next upgrade that we made, and that is for these fans. Now, I know that everybody promoted Max Air fans all over the internet during the pandemic as being the greatest thing in the world, but let's face it, they're expensive for what they are. And if they break, it is a mess taking them all off the roof. The install, you have to go up on the roof, you have to do all this stuff. I ain't about that. So we picked up these fans from Huang, and these here are awesome because you install them right from here. You take down the stock little 4-inch fart fan and you put this up here without a problem. And yes, those are bugs from our road trip. And but I took this down to show you that not only is that gross, but it's just an easy, simple thing to clean. No more worrying about anything, and about 89 bucks. So for all you Max Air fan proponents, just remember I could buy 3 of these for one of your Max Air fans. So I call that a win. And more importantly, we put these on as soon as we got the rig, and they have been working absolutely, well, flawless. So we like that fan so much that we put one in the bathroom as well. And it's really hard to see in here, but really there are as simple as 2 screws. Once that stock little tiny fan comes out, there's 2 screws and a couple of wires. You never have to go on the roof. You never have to break your seal. It is just simply done. The whole install for both of these took about a half hour, and that was me reading the instructions. Definitely worth the money.
All right, so the next one we have had for about 3 days now, and I got to tell you, it has been a game changer as far as I'm concerned with storage and organization. So for the longest time, it's been so difficult in these closets to find something that'll house all of our clothes without having them all spill to the front, spill to the back. You get the idea, right? Okay, so these little shelves, yes, we have them stacked 4 high right now, and it has everything. All of our clothes are on here, and it's amazing. Bob zip tied these together so they wouldn't slide back and forth, and also zip tie them to the top so there's no risk of them breaking. You can, if you don't zip tie them, they do come forward like a drawer, but this is the 4th, and it's looking like the final time that we'd have to do anything like that to organize our clothes.
Now, Karri and I wish we could show you something amazing, something ultimate, something that's never seen before as our must-have, final must-have anyway. But really, I'm quite sure you probably all knew about it before we did. We did not know such an awesome machine existed, and that is
the Ninja air fryer. I love this thing. I use it.
Game changer.
How many times a week do we use this?
Probably like, about 5 times a week.
Well, with all the rain, yeah.
Yeah,
it's true.
Been a game changer. You pull up somewhere and the weather's not great, don't worry, Karri's got me covered with a pork chop. It's just perfect. This is one of those things that kids told us about. We didn't know what it was. We had always just cooked outside, or we cooked in our home. We cooked on a stove. But this has been great. Small form factor, fits right on the counter, stows away nicely when we're not using it.
Yep.
Can't recommend it enough. Now, if you wonder why I am pouring sweat and look like a greasy mess as well, because I have the air conditioner off in the rig so we can keep the sound at a minimum for you during this video. But this brings us to our final upgrade that we made, and that is, if we can get in here, this is going to be our micro air thermostat. And this is well, it's a little bit pricey. I think it's a couple $100, but what this has been able to do is amazing. This here allows me to change the temperature on the road. I can connect to it via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So if it's a little warmer than we anticipated, I can have the rig cooled down by the time we get home. If we're out exploring, I can do all kinds of little goodies along with this. I think it's a great system to have, and it hands down blows away that little round Furrion thing that didn't keep a good accurate temperature. Because as we've installed this probably about a month ago now, we have noticed that our temperature is more consistent. It stays a more pleasant temperature overall inside the rig. Definitely worth getting a micro air. You have to be careful. You do have to go on their website and check which model, because it's not a one size fits all. There's different models for different units, but I'll leave a link below for the one for Furrion. This has been a great have. Highly recommend.
All right, so this little guy I would like to give an honorable mention to. It's my little Black & Decker stick vacuum. It's about a third of a price of a Dyson. So, which I find great value in that myself. It comes apart. There's a little attachment there that you can, just like a Dyson, just go all over. It's like a little handheld dustbuster thing. I love the filter because I can wash it myself. And it's just been amazing. Going on the 2 years that we've had it, we've never had a problem. I love it and recommend it.
She's chasing me all the way through it. I know what you're thinking before you even say it. Before you even let the complete sentence come out of your mouth, you're wrong. You see a mattress in an RV, you see a couple of YouTubers, and you go, I know what this is going to be. These guys are going to sell out to the big mattress company, and they're going to do an ad. Well, come on, it's us. You know it's better than that.
I told you I would never do that, and we're not.
So, but we are going to talk about mattresses for a little bit because, well, this is our beloved Casper mattress that we bought when we started our full-time life in Humphrey. This is one of the things that we got because we knew we weren't going to be happy with the stock mattress. And for the whole time that we've been on YouTube and traveling around the country, this is where all the magic has happened. And along that time, Karri has heard me cry endlessly every couple of months because my neck was bothering me, my back was bothering me, having all kinds of issues. So we kept replacing pillows and kept going through all this. And then finally, somebody said to us, have you tried a real mattress? Not these bed-in-the-box things, but have you gone to a mattress store and tried a real mattress? Now, before I go any further, I got to say this. For shits and giggles, I did reach out to all the big manufacturers of mattresses. I reached out to Brooklyn Bedding, I reached out to Casper, I reached out to Tuft and Needle, Wilderness, Wolf. We reached out to every one of them and said that we would promote their mattress for free if we could do an honest review of it, because, you know, hey, that's what we're all about, right? Not one of them, not one, was willing to do it because they all have some kind of ambassador program that they like to keep spewing out endlessly.
And how can you give an honest review via a script if you've never sat on it or laid on it before?
Yeah, and we don't do scripts, so because we're bad actors. If you've ever known, you know. And so what we did was we did something unthinkable. We did something totally beyond what Bob and Karri would do. We went to
a store. We went to Mattress Firm.
Physical store.
Yes.
We talked to people. We spent time with people. We met the rep for the mattress company. We're not going to say which mattress we ended up with because we want to show you in one of those epic things where something like we snap our fingers and poof, we've got the new mattress. But we did save an astronomical amount of money over what we would have paid for any of the big RV companies. Now let me get, before we go any further, I gotta say this. Yes, I know there's people that love those mattresses, and if you are a special circumstance where you've got those rounded corners, the flippy bed things, and whatever, I understand you're stuck and you have to go with those companies. This is just a residential queen mattress size here, so we have the luxury of being able to go anywhere. And what we found was not only impressive, but it's going to solve a lot of problems, and I'm so happy because I'll finally be able to sleep. Now, before this becomes a big video about mattresses, hold on to your pants, hold on to your hat, hold on to your wallet, because you're actually not going to have to be spending it all over the place online. We're going to come back to you in just about, and just like that, boom, we have a new mattress. And wow, all the humidity, 80-degree weather, and everything else, I didn't even feel a thing. But in all seriousness, we just pulled this in. Everything is all set. This is, what is this one, as a matter of fact?
This is a Serta Perfect Sleeper. Sleep excellence, but the best part is it's plush. It's so cushy.
And now, this is a big point, as Karri and I were talking about this after we got this all set up, is that it makes a huge difference going into a store and trying out a mattress prior to having it. And that was something we didn't have the luxury of doing before. And a lot of these online mattress companies take advantage of that. When you're looking at things such as the RV mattress that's promoted everywhere, if you read the fine print, it's a $99 if you don't like it fee for them to take it back. And then there's also admin fees on a few of these that can range up to $200.
And keep in mind, you're not getting that back in a box.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was not one of those vacuum sealed rollout bags. This is the real deal here. Big difference, and we highly recommend it. This is probably one of the biggest upgrades you can make inside your RV, and we highly recommend it. And for those of you wondering, that Casper mattress did not go to waste. We donated that to our son because, well, it was only about a year old, and he liked that firm mattress, so it was pretty good win all around. All right, before I sweat all this man off me, we're going to wrap the video up here. I hope that you got a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at what everything that goes into full-time RV life for this average couple here hitting the road, and what's been keeping us going. There's really not a whole lot of stuff that you need. No. You'll notice that overall theming of this video is that you don't need these top-of-the-line, name-brand, influencer-pushed products. There's a lot of good products out there that will perform equally, if not better, than all the stuff that's being promoted to you, and for a fraction of the price.
Absolutely. So we hope this answered some of your questions.
Absolutely. And if you have more questions, if you want to know, hey, what kind of toilet paper do you use?
Fire away.
It's Charmin, by the way. But we will answer those questions in the comment section below. And if we need to make a part 2 of this video sometime down the road, we'll do it when it's a cooler day.
Yeah.
Until next time, I am Bob.
I'm Karri.
And this has been
Life Redesigned.
Bye-bye.
Bye.